Oh, you did good. You did a good job there.
Good morning. Good morning. And welcome to the Allegheny campus, the Community College of Allegheny County. It's a very important day for the college, and it is an honor to have the governor of our great state, Governor Tom Wolf, along with County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, Allegheny County Council members, members of CCAC Board of Trustees and the Education Foundation, here to share in the announcement of a collaborative effort designed to bolster the economic prosperity of our region. It is a pleasure to see all of you here at the K. Lee Roy Irvis Science Center. As many of you know, the late speaker and center's namesake is a widely acknowledged father for the community college in Pennsylvania. Certainly, what you're about to hear today will no doubt make him very, very proud of the community colleges. In the last 50 years, CCAC has been focused on workforce development long before the defined process of connecting people with the available jobs, understanding the needs of the region's employers, employees, and developing and recruiting programs to meet the needs has always been one of our top priorities and a part of our mission. Now in our 51st year, CCAC is seeking to advance its workforce development and educational strategy through a new collaborative workforce initiative that includes using regional forecasting planning strategies to address emerging workforce needs, working with advocates and leaders to connect employers to job seekers with the college, utilizing the internal and external advisory committee to identify, address, and develop appropriate education and training programs, provide individuals with enhanced knowledge and skills, and that provides a centralized home for CCAC workforce development, while at the same time ensuring it is focused and integrating it into the college's curriculum and program. We have already seen significant growth in many of our college's programs that serve the fastest growing industries. Our computer science and support services have expanded 20.5%. Our physical sciences have seen a 20.3% increase, and our construction trades programs have recorded an impressive 59.8% increase. In fact, enrollment in STEM programs specifically has increased 7.1% over the last 5 years in the fields of engineering, mathematics, computer science, and natural sciences. We've also seen significant success. CCAC exceeds the national norm for employment of our graduates in fields related to their majors at 66% compared to the national norm of 64.7%. Additionally, it is important to note that CCAC is ranked second in the 10-county region for both the number of registered nursing and allied health program graduates. That is clearly strength in numbers. This initiative is about building the college's past success to provide workforce training and development at CCAC in a new and innovative ways, one that not only benefits employees and employers, but will also benefit those who call southwestern Pennsylvania their home. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce and welcome to the podium our very own Governor Tom Wolf.
Thank you, Dr. Bullock, and thank you for being here. I am proud to be here. I just walked in the back there, and I think you asked me if I could say something that was really exciting today, right? And I think I do have something exciting to say, and that is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is very proud to join with the Community College of Allegheny County to make a $20 million investment in this institution. And what I want to talk about today is why I think that's important for all the citizens of Pennsylvania to be partners with what goes on in places like CCAC. Rich told me, and I'm sure it's true, that one out of every 3 citizens of Allegheny County over the age of 18 has come through CCAC. Whether it's just one course, or a degree, a whole program, 1 out of every 3 citizens of Allegheny County come through CCAC. It has prepared so many people for really good place, responsible place in the workforce, and that is really important right now. When I was starting to run for governor a few years ago, the big question out here was, how can we get more jobs? The question is no longer that here in Western Pennsylvania, is where do we get skills? How do we get more skills, more people with the right skills to take the jobs that exist? And that's a big change. It's a sea change. And it's happening in Western Pennsylvania. It's happening all across Pennsylvania. And I think the seeds of how we deal with that challenge was found right here in Community College of Allegheny County. So once again, I'm really proud to be able to announce the partnership of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania with CCAC with this $20 million grant investment in the future of Community College of Allegheny County and the future of workforce investment. I think last month, the Pennsylvania Department of Education awarded funding for CCAC to allow them to build this $20 million as part of that, a state-of-the-art facility for workforce training right here in Pittsburgh. This new facility is going to respond to the real needs of students looking for jobs, looking for careers. It's going to give students the ability to get a degree, to graduate, but also to take those family-sustaining jobs beyond the good to take, to help our economy, to help their families, to help our economy culture. This new facility is going to consist of smart classrooms, labs, true-to-life workspaces that give students right here the sense of what it's going to be like to be in the workplace. So when the Department of Education was awarding its grant, its capital funding, it became quickly apparent that CCAC was the kind of place that we needed to invest in. CCAC, as Dr. Bullock said, is one of the best in the country when it comes to career and technical programs. That's really important. They annually outperform the fall head count measurement by 2 points. That's when you were talking about 66 versus 64%. And that's really important. We are lucky, and we need to work really hard in places like Pennsylvania and really all across this country to figure out how we take this new economy, all the new jobs that exist, how we prepare our students for taking these jobs. And CCAC is exactly the kind of place to do that. As you know, I have 3 things that I've been focused on in my administration. 2 of them are really relevant here. One is jobs that pay and schools that teach. This is a school that teaches, and it turns out students who are ready to take jobs that pay. And that is really, really important. If we don't have a skilled workforce in Pennsylvania, if we don't have students who are ready to take the jobs that we need them to take, our economy is not going to move forward. So when we're talking about the kind of transformation places like Pennsylvania and Allegheny County is a great example of the transformation that can take place. We need to make sure that we are providing our students, our future workers, with the skills that they need to take jobs in that new economy. That's happening right here at CCAC. It's happening big time in Allegheny County, thanks to places like CCAC. We need it to happen all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So I applaud you for what you're doing, your leadership. Thank you for doing such a good job right here in Allegheny County. So what you're doing here is a great thing for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We're proud to be your partners in this country, in this investment. Now I'm proud to turn it over to my friend, County Executive of Allegheny County, Rich Fitzgerald.
Well, thank you, Governor, and you're certainly welcome back in Allegheny County anytime you want to make those kind of announcements. Like those kind of announcements. But really, you're investing in our future. And I think some of the statistics you talked about were 1 out of every 3 people have been touched in some way by coming through this, whether they've taken a class from their workplace or whether they started here, got a 2-year degree, worked on their way to a 4-year degree at one of our great universities. We've been very fortunate. The success of this school is really a partnership and a collaboration. I also want to thank Senator Costa. Senator Costa not only is the leader in the state Senate up in Harrisburg representing us here, but he's also been on the board. And he's not just a board member that just puts his name on the board. He's a very, very active board member who's been very engaged. He's one of those 1 out of every 3 who's taken a few classes here. As of folks in my family and myself, it does. You know, years ago, I go back a generation, you probably couldn't meet anybody in Pittsburgh who didn't know somebody who worked in a steel mill or have a family member that worked in a steel mill. That's changed, obviously, as our technology and our economy transform. But right now, you probably don't know anybody that doesn't have a family member who has not come through community college. That's how many lives it touches in this region. And the success, as the governor talked about, 2 points above the average in providing jobs, the national average on that. When we talk about healthcare, 98% of the students who come through here, nursing students, pass their test and move on to full employment. That's 7 points higher than the national average. So the success, Dr. Bullock, your team has been able to enjoy has been tremendous. I also want to acknowledge the President of County Council who's with us today, John DeFazio. John's been a charter member of County Council and a huge supporter of this college, along with Councilman DeWitt Walton, who's with us today, and Dr. Martoni, who's not here today, Dean of Students and Boys, also on County Council. They have been tremendous supporters of this college and providing the resources, the local resources to match what we have. I also want to acknowledge Marian Eisenreich, who's also a board member of the Board of Trustees, in what she does in past administration and coming forward in this administration to be partners. So this collaboration of our faculty, of our students, of the community who continue to work together is also tremendous. I also want to acknowledge Jeff Barton from Councilwoman Harris's, who represents us here on City Council. She couldn't be here today due to an illness, but I want to thank her for her support, and Mayor Peduto and the administration within the city. So this is a great collaboration. We're very, very fortunate that we do partner with our employers to make sure that we're providing the curriculum that will provide the jobs, and Dr. Bullock and the board are very, very good at working with our new employers, the new economy that we're dealing with. But this investment in this institution around STEM, around culinary, around all the new innovations that are coming about are going to be very, very significant in improving the lives of people here in Allegheny County. So, Governor, I cannot thank you enough for your support. I know you continually work on making sure that jobs are at the forefront, jobs that pay, good jobs, and you're providing the skills that are going to help move our economy in Western Pennsylvania and Allegheny County forward. Now let me introduce Fred Tiemann. Fred is the chair of the Board of Trustees, and I mentioned a couple of board members here today, but this board is a tremendously active and progressive and innovative board of trustees who works very collaboratively on, again, the jobs of the future with the administration at our various campuses and moving forward in a big way. So let me introduce and thank him for his service on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Fred Tiemann. Fred.
Good morning, and it's an honor to be here on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Community College. And as Rich pointed out, there are numerous trustees here. See Elaine Arlington here, and I think Jesse Campbell is here, and others I know who want to be here but have difficulty making it on this work day. But they are committed, and we are committed to the community college and the responsibility that we carry. So first, I just want to say thank you to Governor Wolf for this incredible investment in community college. I realize it carries with it a commitment of us to raise $10 million in matching funds, and we are committed not only to doing that, but to doing more. I want to thank Rich Fitzgerald for the incredible support that he and County Council have been, not only in announcements like this, but believe me, day in and day out. Every year we get significant funding from the county and from the state, which is supplemented with our tuition dollars, all of which make CCAC a true asset in the community. And finally, on behalf of the trustees, I want to thank Dr. Bullock. Dr. Bullock has pushed CCAC to the point where we're confident that we can accept the kind of responsibility that comes with this kind of commitment. That Dr. Bullock is moving CCAC to a place where we can truly be the 21st workforce century facility. And so this is really a special day for us on the board, both in terms of looking back, because it's a recognition of what CCAC has already done in the workplace. You've heard the stats about nursing and technology and all the cutting edge degrees that we're and certificates that we're giving students. But you know, we also meet people where they're at. And we also fill demands in the community. A perfect example of that is at our Homewood Rushton facility, we're now running welding classes 24 hours a day, even a midnight shift to meet that demand and to also meet individuals where they are, that works into the kind of schedule they might have. And it's also important to know that 95% of the graduates of CCAC stay here in Allegheny County. So this is an investment in Allegheny County and its citizens. And that's sort of what I want to emphasize, is we acknowledge that this is an awesome responsibility, not only for us, for staff, for the county, but for all the citizens, because this is an opportunity to partner and move forward in a way that I suggest no other communities in the country have been able to do, and that will be the envy. We are going to partner with our educational institutions, our unions, our corporations, our tech companies. We have the ability in this community to peek over the horizon and see what's coming. And we intend to partner with those great visionaries to make sure that we're creating the jobs of the future, even today, as people are trying to figure out where they are. Already, we have a developing curriculum in autonomous vehicle repair and advanced manufacturing. So I just want to say today that we thank you for this challenge. It's a challenge we're prepared to meet. And this Thursday, our board is not even going to accept this money, happily. But we're going to begin the process of planning and bringing up to date things like the Allegheny Conferences and Collection Report, to bring those kind of things up to date and partner even more with educational institutions, corporations, technology partners, unions, to make sure that we create the workforce development facility of the 21st century. Because it's not just about bricks and mortar. It's about the collaboration that takes place not only on this campus, but across 4 campuses and 4 other centers that the community college runs. So thank you very much.
Let me extend again my gratitude and thanks to our Governor Tom Wolf, our County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, and to the entire Board of Trustees represented by Chairman Frederick Tiemann for their support of the Community College of Allegheny County as we prepare ourselves to go to the next level of preparing a trained workforce. It is now time, if there are any questions that you may have that you'd like to ask, we have a couple minutes that we'd like to entertain.
Where will the new facility be located, and what is the total cost?
The new facility will be located on this campus. The cost has not been finalized, but we will start off with phase 1 up to $20 million. No, the 20 million will match it with 10, it'll be 50-50.
That was my mistake.
Okay, 50-50.
We were going to try and grab the 20. Centers on there already appropriate. We're matching 10, yeah.
Okay, have you started that fundraising yet?
We've started the discussion, yes.
And what will be included? Can you give us some examples of what's going to be in this new facility?
Yes, we're looking at preparing a workforce training facility that will take us to the 21st century workforce demands, such as additive technology, process technology, plastic technology, the digital core technologies, which is a basic foundation of many of the initiatives. We also want to be responsive to the needs of our local hotels, restaurants, by introducing culinary arts to allow culinary arts to be also integrated, and providing flexible workspace that can be integrated into supporting a variety of workforce training needs along with a variety of non-credit programs.
Has any design work been done yet on the building, and when would you hope to begin that work?
Very good question. The board will accept this announcement on Thursday, and then part of that will also give us the ability to launch our RFQ, which will allow us to select our architectural firm, and then the work will begin with the design.
And when would you hope to do that?
We would hope to do groundbreaking late 2018.
Governor Wolf, could you provide some context in terms of how unique this is, or are you providing similar investments in other community colleges around the state, or what stands out about this investment? How does it fit into the rest of the work you guys are doing?
It fits in nicely, although I think a couple of things. First thing is, the Commonwealth is investing a lot of money in workforce readiness, starting with basic education, early childhood education. What I like about the program here, and what we need to do is make these connections stronger. Places like the Community College of Allegheny County is doing that. You want to be an HVAC technician. These days, you have to go to advanced physics and advanced mathematics, and so an academic setting is really important. But I think we need to do more to draw these connections. I think community colleges are part of drawing these connections between apprenticeship programs, between what's going on inside private businesses, and what's going on inside of our basic education institutions. So to me, a community college is a really good hub for all the activities that we're working to make sure that the education experience for our citizens is relevant and high quality. Then one final thing, I think it's important to note that we talk a lot about specific skills. I was downstairs and students in one of the laboratories I was in learning how to actually use laboratory equipment to do testing. This is important jobs that they're going to take. It's important for research that's going to take place in universities. But they were also learning how to deal with uncertainty. They were also learning how to solve problems. And what we want students to learn is not so much just a specific skill that's going to serve them well right as soon as they leave college. They're going to become lifelong learners. They're going to learn how to solve problems. They're going to learn how to make things better, continually improve. That's what goes on at a place like Community College of Allegheny County. It's the kind of thing that I want to encourage all throughout the state. I think it's what we all need to make sure everybody engaged in the educational enterprise is doing for their students. So that's the context of that.
So have you, or do you plan to make other like $20 million investments?
Well,
this
$10
time?
million, it's
$10 million, sorry. Okay. Or have our other community colleges benefiting from a $10 million investment like this? Or?
There will be, again, the Department of Education is actually working together with the folks in the General Assembly to make these grants. And I call them grants, they're really investments. And I think that's, I got to get the wording right. We're investing in our future. Whether it's at this community college or a community college somewhere else in the Commonwealth, or in apprenticeship programs, or in programs that give private enterprise funding for training within the confines of their enterprise. The Commonwealth's doing a lot of this. That's what I'm saying. We're doing a lot of these things. What we need to do is to figure out not only how to make the money available, but how to make sure that they're all connecting with each other, to make sure that our citizens are getting the education they need.
What's the first for this model?
First one I did, yeah.
Okay, because you were saying the PU or without, this is the.
Yeah, well, community colleges have been supported by the Commonwealth for decades.
It's one of the largest single investments.
This is, yeah, since I've been here. I can't speak for prior to this.
Governor, what pot of money does this $10 million come from? What part?
It's actually a bond issue. So it's the kind of thing that when you borrow money, sometimes people borrow money to just make ends meet. That's not the business. This is actually making an investment in the future. And it's something that actually could pay big dividends. If we invest $10 million wisely, like, for example, this, that should pay off in terms of thousands, tens of thousands of people who get good paying jobs, then contribute to our community, our commonwealth through taxes, through building strong families, through helping to serve on the boards of Community College of Allegheny County. So a $10 million investment, if it's invested wisely, as this is going to pay dividends, huge dividends for the people invested. Yes?
Yeah, Governor, I apologize to address this on your but these jobs, do you envision these as jobs that students can achieve out of your college degree, or do you view this center as a stepping stone?
Well, it's both. I mean, 66% of the students who leave here go directly into a job. And some of them have an associate's degree, some of them less than that. Some go on to get a 4-year college degree. So this can serve, community college serves both purposes and has for a long time. The specific thing that we're investing in here is for workforce development. So the hope is that this will continue the tradition here at the CCAC where students go directly
Dr. Bullock, what does this new building do for you that you can't do now? I mean, you're offering a lot of these workforce development programs now, correct? So what does the building in the center give you that you can't do?
This is going to centralize our workforce development here in the heart of Pittsburgh. It will also allow us to introduce new technologies in fields that we currently do not offer, expanding in areas that we see the future is looking for, such as the autonomous technologies, the digital core, the plastic technology, process technology, advanced manufacturing. These are jobs that will respond to the immediate region, as well as support surrounding regions to ensure that there is a skilled workforce ready to respond to their workforce demands.
I want to address just one thing, Elaine, you asked about the investment. What we do know is in Allegheny County, for every $1 that we invest, we get a return of $4.50 in taxpayer return, in income taxes, in sales taxes, et cetera, that have grown because of the increased productivity of the companies that engage in community college students, as well as the increased earnings that CCAC students are able to do. So this investment is just tremendous. As Dr. Bullock and Fred said, 95% of those folks who come through here stay and do their work and reside here in Allegheny County.
How do you plan to raise the $10 million?
We'll raise the $10 million because we are actively seeking investors and partners to support the college and the work that we're doing. We currently have strong investors in the community college who are supporters of us, and we anticipate as we continue to strengthen our partnerships and identify new investors and supporters in achieving our goal.
And our support that we've been we've gotten from the corporate community, from community members individually, from our foundation community over the years has been tremendous. And as I meet with companies on a daily and weekly basis, there's two things they ask for in this region. Number one is workforce development. They need skilled workers. The other one is transportation, which the state has very much helped us over the last couple of years. So we have workers, we have jobs that are out there. As the governor said, a few years ago we didn't have enough jobs. Now we've got jobs that are unfilled. I think as of a couple of weeks ago, there were over 30,000 jobs on the PittsburghImagine.com website that were unfilled. And the reason they're unfilled is there aren't enough the skills aren't matching to where the workers are.
So you're talking about doing a fundraising drive to seek donations for corporations, foundations, private donations.
Yeah, partnership. The county will be part of that, so we'll go through a process. But we've done that over the years, and I think right now, because of the success that community college has shown over the last few years, you've heard some of the numbers earlier on, it's easier to go out and sell what they're doing because of the success that they've had, and I think we'll be able to continue to build on that success.
What is the announcement this month today? What impact does that have on the effort to establish a workforce center in the area? Does the focus of funds here make it any less likely that workforce funds from the state will become available for the center?
Well, we've been working with some of our county commissioners in Washington County, which is where that is. And they don't have a county, they don't have a community college system there. And a lot of counties partner together. And we've been talking to our county commissioner colleagues down in Washington County to see if it's something we could partner with.
No, but I understand. But one of the things that Dr. Bullock has been looking for is that the state money will be available from the north side of Dr. Bullock and the goal. Does this announcement today make it any less likely that funding will be available from the north side?
Today's focus is on the Workforce Center for our Allegheny campus. We will continue any discussions that we've started in the Denora project to see how far we can take it to achieve its goal.
Does that mean you don't expect them to really be
Yeah, that's right. It does not, each one of these projects is viewed in Harrisburg independently. And if the project in any other part of the state makes sense, it will be an investment.
We have time for one more question, really, before this president.
I did just want to make one more point of clarification. Moving forward, we're going to have an internal committee helping to define the building. We have an external advisory committee that will help us define the building. We've already begun fundraising efforts, and we anticipate later in the fall to be back to you with more information, both in terms of the total cost of the building and much more detailed information on what the building will look like and what it will cost.
I got one question. So, how many students can the center hold, and what are you doing to draw people in to go to CCAC or this center, and who you're going to target?
One of the strategies in the development of the center is to look at the enrollment and capacity. That will be part of the planning process. It will also be integrated into our current strategic enrollment management plan to add to the enrollment recruitment specific to new programs of the development.
I'm sorry, but I can't help but say this. It's been a dream of this college for decades to have an urban workforce development facility that's accessible to urban kids. We have a state-of-the-art facility in West Hills, but it's hard to get to for a lot of kids, a lot of buses. So we're committed to building a state-of-the-art 21st workforce century building that takes advantage of the new subway and that kids from every community in Allegheny County can get here and learn new skills.
Thank you.
So we're still at CCAC College. Don't know when to see you next time, but see you next time. When, where, not sure. Stay tuned.